Hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, I guess well, other time zones. How's it going? Happy Thursday. Me, Paul, podcast producer here. Also, a motorsport aficionado. Yeah, we're gonna jump into some more Motorsport Manager for Switch, which is where I've been playing the most of this game because I feel like it kind of fits the perfect. I don't know. It's like I feel like that's the perfect way to play it. Also, I just found out yesterday, just messing around with it, that it supports touchscreen on Switch. So it's basically a little tablet. You don't even have to have the Joy-Con attached, which is kind of nice actually, especially since I'll be doing a little bit of traveling soon. It'll be nice to have this version of this. Hey Taylor, thanks for hopping in the chat. Also shout out to Taylor for being a champion. Only champions at Scuderia Fanbyte. Look, we might be 7th in the standings right now, but listen, we all have hearts of champions. You know what I mean? We did it. What up, Nikki? Yeah, so we're gonna be continuing our career here. Oh, fell asleep on me. And I have been playing a lot of I have two different I'm such a weirdo. I have two different campaigns going at the same time. Oh, this is my other campaign, Scuderia Excedrin, which is my other one, which I forgot to. So we have to go back to the main menu here. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I tried to change the title on my end, and it just said nah. And then I tried to do it in chat, and it was also like nah. Wasn't having it. So yeah, thanks for joining. It's almost Friday. Congratulations, everybody. We made it. Please bear with me. I have barely started drinking this cold brew. So yeah, look, this is our last race. We were the highest we got was 10th, P10, as it were, which I'm not proud of, but listen. Like I always say, baby, no failure, only feedback. Losses, only lessons. I can't wait to start my mega church. Yeah, if you're new to Fan Turismo, this is where I will be doing a lot of motorsport gaming, racing. Yeah, I think Twitch is sick today, which honestly, it's fine. This is Wikipedia racing, okay? It technically is racing, so it's fine. Paul Tamayo just heard from a friend at Jager RT that they've got a new front wing. Hope ours is better. Let's hope so. I don't need to read all these tweets. Come on. Oh, so this is the thing I was looking at last time. Oh, my Scuderia Excedrin team is actually doing a lot better than my Scuderia Fanbyte team. But listen, all right, we're God's working on all of us. We're gonna be all right. So we want to unlock bonus here. We need a boat and truck. So let's get boat. And so we're gonna be trying to get this bonus, this supply thing. And the more we race, the more we upgrade our HQ. Oh, we did it. Thank you. Whoever took care of that, I appreciate you. The ghost on the Fanbyte account, we appreciate you. Okay, so next year's car development. So now that we're halfway through the season, now we can start to work on next year's car, because you know we always got to look ahead. We always got to plan ahead. So selecting a design focus is a one-time choice, which will tell your engineers where to focus next year's car. So do we want to focus on power, the chassis, or the complexity? If we do power, all parts will receive a larger performance boost next season. If we do chassis, fuel efficiency and tire wear stats will get a boost on next year's car, which is nice. Or if we go complexity, next year's car will have more car bonus tokens at the beginning of the season. Okay. I kind of want to do chassis. I feel like we can sort of finesse these other things, but this is like, I'm gonna go chassis because am I Scuderia Excedrin? Is it Scuderia? How do you say it? I don't know how to say it. On my Excedrin team. Okay, yeah, we can't do this. We can't invest $1 million per race on this. We are broke right now. At the very least, we're aiming to get to the competent side of the spectrum, which is scooter yaw. There you go. We're trying to get to the competent part of the scale, which is what I always aim for. You know what I mean? You never want to be on the incompetent part of the scale, you know? Also, sorry, that's the street cleaner. Can you hear the street sweeper outside my window? Can you hear that? Love it. Beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to live in this paradise? Okay, HQ upgrade, staff gym. Are they cleaning inside your house? No, I wish they were though. I need a Roomba in this fucking apartment. Oh, cool. So our drivers will now get 0.25 improvement points per race. That's good. Oh, we've got multiple HQ upgrades. Wow, look at us. I don't know what I was doing before. Shit. So we got some staff contracts expiring soon. So we have one of our mechanics here, Sangita. Although maybe it's time to find a new mechanic. Ooh, maybe it is time to find a new mechanic. I'm sorry, Sangita, but mind you. Okay, so cost per race 250,000 though. Hold on, you know what? Before we do any of that, hold on. We don't have money. We need some money. How are we going to get money? I mean, it's technically per race. Oh my god, we need new sponsors. Can I look at the calendar? Show me the calendar view. What is this? I want the calendar view. Yeah, you know what? I feel like it's not my money. Also, this isn't real. So we should just go for it, you know? Listen, billionaire funding the team. If you want a winning team, you gotta pay up. Got a bonus available, huh? What's that? Christ, how do I get to the bonus unlocked? Activate bonus. Wait. Do you want to activate this bonus? Yes. Okay, I guess we got more mechanic stuff. I don't know what that was. Mechanic juice. Exactly. Scared money don't make money. So although we could also just renew the contract, which would only cost us 11 grand. Maybe we go that route and finish the season, because it is technically round 4 of 6. Although we didn't do great last time, and I barely have enough to cover the cost of the next race. Assuming by the time the next race kicks off, we will have hopefully a new sponsor by then. Expires in 1 race, expires in 2 races. No, we're not. Okay, well, yeah, yeah, let's stick it out. Let's renew the contract. We're only going to renew it for, I guess. Oh, but is it? Look, if we get more money, we could always buy them out and send them on their way with a nice little package. Oh my god. So if the math is correct, this next race, I'm gonna walk away with $500, baby. Going broke. Go for broke. All right, let's just do it. I mean, I have made no improvements to the car. That's technically a profit. Yeah, I will be putting that $500 in my pocket. Oh, okay, look, just in time, invitational. Invitationals are great. They're annoying, but they're great. I might simulate this because I don't know if I want to do this. Honestly, I don't know if my blood pressure can take this right now. Invitationals are basically little races you can do on the side. So we can do one of these, right? We could do an elimination race, an endurance race, and a hybrid race. I'm gonna go for the most money. The average prize money is 3.5 million. Obviously gonna go for that one. Why would I not go for that one? Yeah. All right, well, I know on average, shit. Listen, I'll come in last on that one. What do I get for last place? What do I get for a nice cruise around the track? Maybe. Cool. And it's in Monaco. All right, here we go. Qualifying. Let's qualify. Let's actually do it. You know what? I got time today. It's fine. I mean, I kind of don't, but I got time. Okay, so let's do this. You already know what time it is. I have to set up the car for quali. So yeah, fun fact, I will be out of town next week watching my very first Formula One race in person. I'm very excited about it. Is there gonna be any water on the track? There might be. It's gonna get cloudy later. Oh, does it not send them out? Send out. Okay, there goes Wyatt. Forward. That's 12%. Boom. Oh, I also last night started playing Back 4 Blood. The new sort of Left 4 Dead style game that's out now. I like it a lot. I mean, I only just got reminded of it because of this card system thing, but I'm really into it so far. I've heard mixed things about the card stuff, and it is very difficult, which is nice actually, because you know, we're gonna give the people a nice view of the action here of quali. I like it. I like it so far. I think the card system kind of introduces a nice little, you know, just level of complexity that really turns it into a video game. You know, it randomizes things and makes it more interesting. And I also just love how much the tutorials are just like, this is a fucking it even curses. It's like, this is a video game, and it's got Sam Fisher. I think that's Sam Fisher. It sounds like Sam Fisher. The dude from motherfucking Starship Troopers. Rico Suave. I gotta watch the Spanish dub of Starship Troopers. Oh shit. We might actually be doing all right. I mean, technically, might get pushed down the down the order here, but White and Ward not doing too bad. It's kind of messed up that I know my way around Monaco better than I do my own hometown. I know, and this is wild too, because we're actually getting like the full track. Sometimes you see that little turn right there at the bottom. They'll make that the turn for like a shorter version of the track, and this is obviously like a much shorter version of Monaco, but it is still like pretty close to what it actually is in real life, which is pretty cool. Okay, so well, that's it for you. No rain. We're gonna stay on the hyper softs. That's not a real thing. I love this game. Chuck. All right. We're adjusting the tire pressure. Let's go for broke. All right, change blanket temperature. Okay, that's it. Let's play it safe. Send Ward back out there. All right, how you doing, Wyatt? So I went to this is a weird story, but not really, but I went to a new dentist recently, and you know, like with like regular guys, it's normal for like the first conversation starter icebreaker thing to be sports, because you know it's just assumed that all guys watch sports, you know. So he was like, so you know, you a big sports guy? And I was like, nah, not really. I mean, I used to be into like soccer and basketball. I still kind of am into basketball, and you know, like I used to watch like MLS and Premier League and stuff. But then I was like, no, I'm actually like as of late I've been more into like motorsports. And then he was like, really? And then turns out my dentist is also a huge F1 fan. Showed me a bunch of photos on his phone of him at Monaco and Monza, and like it was pretty cool actually. It was nice to, you know, geek out about F1. Yeah, so now me and my dentist are homies now. I told him that I was going to Austin to check out my first race. He had a photo he took with Daniel Ricciardo, who's on the McLaren team. He saw him at like a boxing match. See, I watch sports. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to bond with my dentist over motorsport. He was mad cool. Shout out to my dentist. I won't say your name because I don't want to blow up your spot, but you know who you are. I know you're watching. Okay. We're not gonna have time for another lap, but worth a shot, you know? Oh, nice. They hooked us up on this one. Although it's probably not gonna matter because we not have time to go out there. Speed this up. I wish it was like real qualifying. And so what happens in Motorsport Manager is on your outlap, you know, in real life, if you're on your outlap and you start your lap and then the timer runs out, you can still complete your lap for like chance to, you know, get a better lap. And this one, it's like, no, party's done for everybody. It's like everybody's out, everybody stop immediately, which is kind of unfair. I wish it was more like real life, you know? All right, not too bad. At least we're like in the, you know, top 10, which is nice. So now it's just going to be a matter of strategy, tire management. Feel the tension around the paddock. These guys have been training all year for this. Ooh. Okay, I don't care about any of this. Okay, so what kind of tires are we going to be mostly dealing with here? Probably ultra soft, hyper soft. The weather, we can't really tell. We have to really upgrade our forecasting center back at HQ. So, okay, so here's where we got to make some like important early decisions. 22 lap race. I'm going to want to go maybe, okay, if we do hyper soft, we got to do 8 laps. At like, let's say like lap 8, we change our tires. We could do a 2-stop strategy. So that means stop at 8, 16, and then we finish the race. So that's 2 stops. We could do 8. It's not gonna be enough. We could do like ultra soft and soft. No. This doesn't make any sense. We could do, actually, here's what we'll do. We'll do hyper soft. At lap 8, we'll switch over to super soft. So then we could go, oh, but that still might not be, well, that might be enough if we do 14 laps, if we manage our tires right. I don't know what Wyatt is capable of, but we can hope that she can do it. And if we choose the super soft, be good because it gives us, they wear down 8% slower. So let's do that one. So we'll have Wyatt on a 2-stop, oh no, I'm sorry, on a 1-stop strategy. So this is where it starts to get, the strategy starts to get a little tasty. Ford, on the other hand, we are going to go for a longer strategy here. So we'll probably do 1 stop. Same, but we'll do ultra softs. Did she get any bonus for fuel burns? Oh, super soft tire performance. Damn. Okay, now I'm switching. Now I'm okay. Shit. Maybe we'll do the same thing. Maybe we'll do the same thing. So maybe we'll do lap. Oh, but we can't have them lap at the pit at the same time. Okay, how about this? I'll do ultra softs around lap 9. So we'll wear these tires out, right? We'll do a little bit more of an aggressive strategy here with how they're gonna just use up those tires. Then we'll, at lap 9, then we'll switch to the super softs. So lap 8, lap 9, somebody remind me. Somebody please remind me. Okay, let's do it. Also, this is just an invitational, so it's really not... Oh yeah, this is the energy recovery system. You can actually manage this manually if you wanted to, if you know, desired. I don't. I'll be honest, I don't do it. I put it on automatic because my brain can only handle so much. I'll be honest. Okay, so we decided that Ward is gonna go on a bit of a more aggressive strategy, but let's just see how things go for now. Let's see how this race starts. Let's see how the first lap shakes out. Let's see where we are in the pecking order, as it were. How's everybody doing, by the way? Everybody doing all right? It's almost Friday. Y'all had a good week so far? Anybody excited for, I don't know, what are y'all excited for this weekend? What's happening this weekend? Okay, so this is where you can start to manage your energy recovery system, and I just don't have not enough cold brew in the world to get me to want to do that. Also, can you hear the game? It's very, very low. I can crank it. It's also because we're probably closer to the track here. It's very low, but let me know if you can hear it. All right, so we're not doing too hot, but we are in the top 10, which is good. We could probably push Wyatt a little bit on the fuel side of things. Same with Ward. Actually, let's keep Ward where she is. Let's keep an eye on Wyatt. Hopefully Wyatt can gain a few positions here. Dip into the negative on the fuel side, and then we'll bump it back up. Gain some fuel. Wow, this is like a whole different beast than open wheel racing, but it's still the same sort of, you know, fundamentals. Okay, we're gonna bump up your fuel as well, your fuel usage. Keep an eye on that for a second. So we said we're gonna pit Wyatt on lap 8 and Ward on lap 9. So that should be, and we're gonna switch both to the super softs. Soft. All right, and now we just kind of watch. And then we got to also look at everybody else's tire wear. Looks like some folks have way better tire management skills here, and that also just kind of comes down to the driver skill, like their rating and like what they're good at and whatnot. That plays a big part in it. Okay. So this is technically not the Fanbyte Racing team. This is just an invitational, you know, just a fun time. Wyatt is not doing too bad, although Ward, you're not doing too hot, but hopefully that'll change in a little bit because you're going to be going an extra lap while everyone else pits. And we're almost there. We're almost in the pit window, so to speak. All right. I should play like oh wait, will I get copyright flagged if I stream like Gran Turismo menu music, relaxing Gran Turismo music? Can we trick the algorithm and be like, technically it's a video game? That's what I do on my personal Twitch because I don't care about it. how litigious Sony? I don't know. Okay, so we're at lap 8. Tire wear is pretty much where we expected it to be, right? At least for Wyatt. Yep, she's gonna say I need some fresh tires soon. Okay, so let's pit Wyatt. We are gonna go for the super softs here so we can last for the rest of the race. Hopefully it doesn't effing rain. And the super soft tires will wear 8% slower, which is good. All right, let's pit. Maybe we can go for some kind of undercut strategy here. It's probably not going to happen. I'm going to wind up towards the back, but it's fine. It's fine. Fine. Okay, 14 laps. That's perfect. Just as long as those tires will last me. I can even push them a little bit because that's one lap longer. So now, okay, now we definitely have to push Wyatt here, and then Ford is going to have to pit soon. We're going to keep an eye on Wyatt's fuel use. So while Wyatt sort of claws her way back to the rest of the pack, right? Now folks are pitting, right? Okay, this is good, this is good. So now we're gonna F these tires up while everyone's pitting. We're gonna floor it on this lap. Yeah, I know you gotta pit. I know you gotta pit. We're also gonna go to the super softs till the end of the race. And we have a 15% super soft tire performance, so this is good. We might be able to leapfrog, hopefully, right? Assuming there's no water coming. Okay, alright. I feel good about this. I feel pretty good about this. Wyatt, you're still way back there, but that's okay. Okay, we're gonna get you back on the neutral side. Okay, but a bunch of folks are gonna pit soon, so we might gain a few spots, but now it's just gonna be a matter of trying to get the best results we can for the second leg of this race. Okay, let's focus on Wyatt for a bit. We're gonna gain a few spots here. Boom, 15. Not bad. And some folks are gonna probably pit relatively soon, so we're playing the long game here. All right. Let's put your fuel usage back to neutral. All right, let's see how this goes. Top 3 right now are about to pit. Oh, one of them is. Quite the bold strategy. Oh, you know what I did last time actually on my personal Twitch? I streamed some like Ridge Racer music. That was good. But again, get flagged for it. I don't want to do it on the company Twitch. Yeah, looks like a bunch of people are gonna pit soon, so we should be good. And we do have the performance boost. I think it's Ward. Probably. Come on. I like that I like care about this, even though it's just like a fun little exhibition. Like it's like it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get probably $3 million for this anyway. But I want to win, baby. All right, P13, P15. Some folks are gonna pit soon. Yeah, it's cool too because you can see the strategy that other people are using. If you wanted to, just kind of cool. Take notes if you wanted. Okay, so I'm gonna bump up Wyatt's fuel usage on this lap just for a little bit. Kind of battle for position, a couple positions if we can. Come on, Wyatt, let's go. Get him. Ugh. Oh, look at that. Our teammates are racing each other. That's good. Down. Now we're gonna you seem to have the better pace at the moment. You have better tires, so let's it. Also, you have that performance boost. Let's go. It's kind of hard to see because they're also both named Wyatt and Ward. They're overlapping a bit, but they're pretty much battling for position at the moment. Oh, I'm also excited about that Horizon, what is it? Horizon Chase? That Center Forever DLC. I only got remembered of it because of that, the tunnel at Monaco. It was in the trailer. Their fuel usage up a bit. All right, so look, Wyatt's in the top 10. 12. Ward is not too far off in 12th. All right, I think our strategy is kind of paying off a bit. We got some people that are about to pit, so Ward is gonna hopefully crack the top 10 on this lap that's coming up. Okay, let's Watch that fuel. There we go. All right, P6. P6, not bad. P9, Ward, let's go. God, this is why I play this game till like 2 a.m. sometimes. I just like this kind of seeing your plan kind of come together a little bit, and we might even listen. Let me not jinx this, but I feel pretty good about our chances with Wyatt at the moment. Let's also. So we're at 37%. We might want to conserve a little bit. Also might want to burn some fuel, so we're gonna do a little bit of a lopsided strategy here. Same with Ward, because Ward's got pretty decent tire condition at the moment. I never realized that I used to watch these kind of games like soccer, football manager, and all these kind of games, and I used to kind of like I'd be a little allergic to them. But now that I actually am into the sport, oh man, this is tasty. Bump that back down. Tires look pretty decent at the moment, because our goal is to at least have a little bit better tire condition than our opponents here. Okay, we're gonna bump you back down to medium. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is for the last 2 laps, I'm just gonna send it, so to speak. I think Wyatt has the best chances of hopefully even cracking top 5. Where did we start again? We started at like P7 or something like that. Yeah, look, see, so the folks in the top at the moment are like, their tires are hurting right now. So we actually, let's take advantage of that performance boost we got for the tire degradation on Ward's side of things. Yeah, let's go. 6 right there, boom. Probably end here, which is fine. Happy with that result. Oh shit, let's make sure we got enough fuel. Yeah, we should be good. You can actually burn a little bit. We could probably gain maybe a place. Oh no, we actually just got. Let's chill. Let's chill. P8, P9. Oh. That was extremely close. Between 10th and 9th. That was super close. I probably could have pushed that on the tire side earlier on, like maybe a lap or 2 before. Again, lesson learned for next time. But we did all right, P6 and P10. I'm pretty happy with those results, considering this is just like an invitational thing. Our tire strategy worked out pretty well, considering. What did everybody else do? See, the only reason I went with super softs is because we had performance boosts on those if we decided to go with those, but I feel pretty good about that. Pretty happy with those results. Not mad at it. Okay, now give me my $3.5 million. Thank you. I know this isn't the most exciting game to watch, but oh yeah, there we go. Give me my money. Thank you, Chuck Collins. Appreciate you. I will happily take your money. All right, so now we have, oh, you see, I should have, you know what? Yeah, let's ride out the rest of the season, because we have some, what do these contracts look like? Expires in 2 races. That's basically the end of the season, right? About this 11 races? God damn, I'm stuck with you, huh? How about you? 9 races. All right, well, we'll see what the money looks like at the end of the season, but for now, I think I agree. We're gonna ride this out to the end of the season. I think for the meantime, what I'll do is I'm gonna build some parts. Let's actually look at the conditions of the cars we got. So we got Tyler's car. We could probably use all new components. Oh, Sophia needs a new front wing for sure. A new front wing. So we'll develop a new front wing and maybe a new suspension for Tyler. because we can't do two of the same parts at the same time. So let's do build. I looked away for 2 seconds and money go up. Yes, that's how it goes, baby. So let's make some new parts. Yeah, that looks better, much better than what one of our cars currently has. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it, Chuck. Thank you for funding these new parts for us. Really appreciate it. We're gonna get, oh, we can't do a new suspension. We gotta upgrade the HQ. All right, we gotta update the HQ then. So we gotta update for the ride handling center. Stupid British, they spell center wrong. Okay, there we go. Spend that money. Gotta spend money to make money. That's probably not how it, right? Definitely not gonna do that. We don't have enough money for that. We can only spend so much money. How long did that say that was gonna take, by the way?
Is it longer than this crispy chicken sandwich commercial that I'm watching?
Hey, what's going on, Steven?
Oh, not much. I just went to go get coffee real quick. It's a trek to get it now because the one near me is on such irregular hours. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I also woke up this morning. It was like a nice 66 degrees when I woke up, sunny skies.
Ooh.
I took a walk around the corner to my favorite coffee shop here in Brooklyn. And yeah, I'm also, I needed this cold brew because I accidentally sent like 20 of the wrong calendar invites to Danielle this morning for a quick chat we need to have later. So lesson learned, next time, have the coffee first, then update your meetings. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
General rule.
That's rule number 1.
Yeah, that's 101 shit. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I don't know if you just
I love cars.
Yeah, cars are good. Cars are bad, actually.
Cars are bad.
But
as a hobbyist fun thing,
they're good. They're pretty good. I'm also all for EVs, electric vehicles, especially because they go vroom vroom real fast. And that's cool, you know?
Yeah. No, that's nice. I think we should have more of that. I think we should probably get away from fossil fuel in general. And then if 12 people own cars just for the fun of it, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I will probably be one of those 12 people.
Of course.
But I'm not going to be driving everywhere.
Yeah, you do it for fun. You take it out on the weekends.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't feel good about our chances. So but we're still gonna have a little bit of ambition with where we think we're gonna end up. Let's go with Jandermole Media. They're gonna give us a 275,000 for qualifying 7th or above, and they'll do the same for the race. So if we do that, that means that we'll actually not waste too much money on this race, which is great.
Cool. The 2nd or above seems like a big ask.
Yeah, for where we're at right now, I don't know. Maybe that's very ambitious.
What did I miss? Is this your first race, or?
Yeah, this is our first official race. So we did an invitational, which is like a fun way that the game is like, hey, do you want to earn some money? And usually I'm like, yes, I will take money. So it's a nice way for them to like give you a chance. You can also simulate the race if you don't really want to do it, but Steven, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a go hard.
No, I believe that.
Yeah, you can believe it. Yeah, so I like to put it. I was never the type of go hard that was like asking if we had extra homework while the class is wrapping up. I wasn't that kind of go hard, but listen, if you give me a task, I will put my head down and I want to do it. Full send. Have you ever played any like management sim games?
Would you qualify like EVE Online?
Oh, absolutely. That's like the sim game. Are you kidding me?
So yes is the answer.
I have a buddy. Shout out to my buddy Stan, who's super into EVE Online, and would tell me stories about it, and I was like, that's not real. That's not a real game. You're lying to me.
Oh yeah, that game is buck wild. It still is to this day. I actually re-downloaded it not too long ago. I played for years. And I tried because they've instituted this new thing in the last few months called EVE University that is meant to try and like teach people the basics.
Okay.
and I booted it up on my old profile, and apparently that Eve University stuff does not trigger automatically if you already have an old profile, because I was just kicked right back into my old account from like 2019 or whatever.
Oh,
It's
wow.
probably a lot older, probably older than that. It's probably like 2016 now. And I was like, yep, that's my rattlesnake. I don't remember fucking shit else about how it works.
Oh wow. Yeah, I remember Stan telling me about like all the jobs they had and like the communities they were a part of, just like watching, like just being, I don't know. It was like, how is this a game? This sounds wild to me.
Yeah, I used to be part of a clan in their guild. I forget what they're called. Corporation. It was called a corp. Called the Aegis Alliance, I think. And their whole thing was that they had basically instituted like a good guy militia of like Eve paladins that just sat in one system in like the dangerous space where people can like go and do piracy and stuff like that, and just like made sure that new players could come in there and do all of like that high level stuff without being fucked over by a bunch of random people coming in and killing them. You
Oh,
would
that's
just, like,
cool.
Yeah, we just drove around basically shooting pirates all day, and it was great. And then on the weekends I would do mining with everybody. It was great.
So y'all were like regulators, if you will.
Yeah, not as bad as the real life Pinkertons, but yeah, it was kind of. You know, it like a lot of things. It was in a video game like a idealized version of a real life thing. Instead of busting unions, we just actually killed pirates.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I've always been fascinated by that world. I say I don't have the brain for it, but you know, it's funny because I remember I was just talking about this on the optional a few weeks back with Funke and my co-host Cam, and I was describing to them this game about like, you know, oh yeah, I gotta manage tires and I gotta manage contracts and I gotta manage this and the pit crew and I was like, but it's not complicated, and they were both like, what are you talking about?
This is the definition of complicated.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I guess it is kind of, you know, you have to be a certain kind of pervert for this kind of stuff.
When I was working at the comic book shop, we sold like a lot. It was during the big board game boom. And you would get a lot of people coming in, obviously buying board games, and it quickly became apparent that there was kind of this divide between like Euro games and American trash. Ameritrash was what the like European people called it, but there was like Euro games and American games.
Yeah.
And all the Euro games were like, this is a management game where I'm going to sit here and just like set up the best power line grid the world has ever seen. And that game was called Power Line. And that was like, for a certain subset of people, that was what they needed to make all that stuff click. It was like perfect. And then for like the other subset of people, it was like, I need aliens and fucking. And I'm still managing people on like a starship. The rules are the exact same, but I need like a different thing to get me in.
Yeah, nice.
And I feel like you maybe just like would line up more with the Euro sim kind of crowd, where it's like, no, you want the real world stuff and the drama of the F1 track.
Oh yeah, and I guess that's kind of what makes the that's kind of what makes the PC version of this game interesting, because it's been modded to hell by the community in ways that are like incredible. Like they've, you know, obviously increased like graphics and visual fidelity and stuff like that, but they actually also, you know, include the real roster that's that they have right now at the moment. So you're managing actual real drivers, and all the journalists and stuff are real, and it adds a nice little touch to it. But it's something about the Switch and making it portable, and I mean, it's also on phones, but I feel like the phone is just, I don't know if I like playing games on my phone. I think I've just kind of come to that realization. I mean, I've had that realization for a while now, but I just like, the Switch somehow just makes it like the perfect device for it, so it doesn't mess with my actual battery. It's got a slightly bigger screen. I can play with the Joy-Cons if I wanted. But yeah, it's kind of nice in that way.
No, that sounds perfect, honestly. Like having a little thing that you can check in on and take it with you on the go.
Oh yeah, delicious.
You know, for other people, that's clickers, right? It's just, you've got like a really advanced clicker.
yeah, and I'm honestly like, The phone version for a while was the main one for me.
Oh,
It is really really nice, but I gotta say having tasted it on Switch, I'm just like because it also gives you the opportunity to see the stupid little models on the track and like move the camera around, which you can't do on the mobile
Yeah.
version. So that is kind of nice.
oh,
So yeah, that is a nice little touch.
yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay, speaking of being a strategy pervert. Okay, Steven, this is where things get interesting. It looks like we have good weather for today, based off of the limited forecast that I can, see from my view. It's a 22 lap race. We want to do, on average, max 2-stop strategy. If we can, a 1-stop.
Okay.
So we want to try maybe. I think Amanda is our better performing driver. Now let's give Amanda. Let's start Amanda off on. So we're all the way back in 16th place. So we might want to start a lengthier, like a longer game. So we'll stay out longer than the folks in the front.
Okay.
So when they pit, we'll sort of hopefully make up for lost time with them out of the way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So we're gonna go. Let's start. Also, they're making me a little nervous with these tire selections here. So we're gonna start with the super hards. So on around lap 10. Oh, you know what? Actually, this is gonna be tough.
Uh-oh.
This is gonna be tough. So it's probably gonna have to be a 2-stop strategy. Why does it say water on the track at the top? So that's just the. So this is water on the track, and if you see, there's like, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bar underneath. If there is water on the track, that gets filled up. So that's just like a little meter for me to know.
Oh, and I assume gets harder as it fills.
Yeah. So if I switch to that view, you'll see at the left there, that green little bar, that is the intermediate tire. So they recommend switching to the intermediate tires. And if it's like pouring raining and it goes to like closer to 100%. Then we want to switch to like proper wet tires, so that's they have more grip on the water and stuff like that.
Oh, of course.
Because the one thing that fascinated me when I first started getting into motorsports is that they still race in like pouring rain conditions, which is like so weird to me. But okay, so what we're gonna do is on lap 10, we're gonna switch to hard tires, right?
Okay.
And then
you want hard tires when it's wet?
well, it's not wet yet. So
Okay. So before it's wet.
Yeah, before it's wet. So we don't know if it's going to get wet. It might. It's based on the weather forecast up top. It says 66 minutes of. It's not technically sunshine, but clear weather.
Ah, okay.
Because this is a night race, and so we want super hard tires. They have less grip, but they will last us longer. So what we're gonna do is, lap 10, we'll switch to hards. Lap 18, we'll switch to mediums. So our last 4 laps are gonna be like, we're sending it like full speed down the track. So we have to keep track of that. So we also have to, we're not refueling, which is beautiful. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
No worries. And Sophia's in 6th, right? So Sophia, we're gonna give a different strategy because we have an opportunity to stay out ahead. Right, so we want to potentially start on. So it's basically going to be the reverse, right? Because the other part of this is we don't want to have our drivers queued up in the pit lane. So we want to have them pit in different intervals, so that way we're not wasting time.
Like getting them out of the way, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna on lap 5, we're gonna pit Sophia here, and we'll do the reverse. Then we'll switch to hards. And then another, let's say, lap 14. Might even just be able to switch to another set of hard. So we'll do medium, hard, hard. So we'll do medium at 5. Oh my god, I actually legitimately need to write this down. This is,
now you know it's a real management game.
Yeah, this is honestly, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna get my little handy dandy notebook over here. Talk amongst yourselves, chat. How's everybody doing in chat? Everybody doing all right?
Log in so I can see chat properly.
Yeah, if you have any questions for the strategy perverts, Paul and Steven, please let us know.
I know nothing about cars, but I do know about having Google Sheets
Oh
doc
my
open.
god, I love that. Okay, so we're gonna do Sophia. Oh yeah, I also learned how to say Bakalova.
Oh, is that how
Thanks.
you pronounce that?
Yeah, thanks to Vicky for helping me pronounce that right on the last stream. Okay,
Oh yeah.
so on lap 5, right, we're gonna switch to hard, and then we'll do another. Let's say 8 laps. So then on lap 13, we'll switch to another set of hards, and then we'll ride the rest of the race out that way. Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Then for Tyler, I gotta be real, Steven. I love games that force me to, whip out a little handy dandy notebook and just
Oh yeah.
write things down.
It feels great.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like I always got like weird looks. Maybe more so because I write in cursive still, and everybody looks at me funny for that.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's just easier for me. I don't know why. But I just like having physical notes that I write down in a little notebook when I like preview a game.
Okay.
Because I think just writing the physical act of writing when you're not being forced to do it for like school is just fun.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's also like, for me, I have a little, I don't know if I've ever showed this to you, but I have a really nice, that I don't use enough. I have a nice little planner here from Hobonichi, little Hobonichi planners.
Oh, cool.
And I have a little cute mother themed cover for it, comes with the stickers and everything.
Oh my god.
And I love writing things because it, first of all, it helps me remember things. I need to get better at it. I don't do it all the time, but it really does help me remember things.
Oh yeah.
Just like, yeah.
No, I'm right there with you. Like it just solidifies. If I write something down, usually I don't even need to go back and look at it because the act of writing it down has just burned it into my memory.
Yeah, same.
It's so good. That planner, by the way, is great. That thing rules.
Yeah, it's really
so
nice.
cute.
If you ever get a chance, I highly recommend the little Hobonichi. I think it's called like the Techo. I forget how you pronounce it, but it's really nice. Okay, so the race has started. We have to also, so here's where it also gets delicious for me. We have to manage our tire condition and our fuel here, because we want to have enough fuel to end the race. And Bakalova we have to keep an eye on, at least for the start of the race, because on lap 5 we'll be pitting and changing her tires. At the moment, she's doing incredible. She's in P2, where we're so far in a position to fight for a podium and maybe even a win, which would be wild for us.
Holy shit.
So Lucky the Hyena in chat says, what's the coolest genre of racing? Oh wow. I mean, that's the beautiful thing that I'm learning about motorsports, is that there's a genre for everyone. There's a genre for the whole family. I can really appreciate NASCAR. I can appreciate IndyCar. Of course, I'm like, a Formula One fan. But I think for me, it's got to be Formula One. Like it has its politics and its weird. It's definitely problematic in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, like a lot of organized sports.
Exactly. But to me, it's the coolest one because it's like 20 of the world's best drivers, sending it down tracks at like over 200 miles an hour, taking turns at like 80, 90 miles an hour. And the cars are just like, so they're brilliant little pieces of design and machinery. Uh-oh, what's happening here? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna pit Bakalova here, and we said hards, so we're gonna switch to the hards.
Nice.
It doesn't look like it's gonna rain anytime soon. That's good. But yeah, I would say Formula One because it's so intricate and delicate all at once. Like so many things can go wrong. There's so many factors that are at play when you think about like the weather and the conditions of the rain, the wind, the aerodynamics, again tire management. it really is. It's amazing, and it's like, you know, what's funny is a lot of folks like that when they watch F1, they'll kind of compare it to like pod racing from Star Wars Episode One.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Makes a lot of sense because George Lucas is actually a huge F1 fan.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, and when you watch a race, it feels like that. Like, you know, there'll be a really nasty car crash, and then these drivers just hop out, you know, and they're fine. Usually, hopefully, right? Hopefully they're fine.
Right.
But the intensity of it, the speed, the danger, all of that stuff is such an interesting addition to what is, like, you know, on the surface, a relatively simple sport. It's whoever is the fastest. But when you really dive into the layers of, like, you know, again, managing your tires, trying to fight for position, trying to last the race, you know, using different strategies, it starts to get really, really interesting. So now, Tyler, so I can pause it here. Okay, just like we predicted on lap 9, we're gonna pit after this lap to our hard tires, as these are gonna get pretty worn out. Although, actually, let's keep going. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. So does more grip mean you go faster?
Yeah. So
General?
more grip means you go faster because these cars, it's like sort of counterintuitive, but for certain turns, because of like the tail and the aerodynamics of the car, they're like glued to the track. Like they could technically, like, you know, in a tunnel, like go onto the ceiling if they tried. So more grip allows the car to like be glued to the track so that they can take turns at faster speeds, which is something that when I play like F1 on the wheel is hard for my brain to wrap itself around, because it's like, oh, you want me to take this turn and step on the gas? Like,
right.
In day-to-day life, you brake before that, and you know, you kind of take the turn safely. But in Formula One, it's like, no, you have to like floor it through that turn, because the cars are designed to perform in that way. And if you don't do it, then your car, you know, will wind up, you know, sliding or not turning fast enough and crashing into a barrier. So it's amazing. I love this stuff.
That's so interesting, like, just from like a scientific perspective, that somebody at some point had to decide that, like, oh, we need to make the cars push themselves down into the ground, and that actually makes them go faster.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And yeah, I think the other part of this that kind of has a personal connection to me is that my father is a mechanical engineer. And actually, when I was younger, we were sort of designing a little go-kart that never went anywhere because, you know, we just didn't have the space or the money for it at that time.
That's still really cool, though.
It was really cool, yeah.
Get to work on that.
Yeah, and I would always like bug my dad and like look over his shoulder while he was like designing stuff for work. Like my dad, you know, helps design tools and stuff for things that get applied to more aerospace stuff. But a lot of the same stuff is still applicable. So it's like, you know, a lot of like aerodynamics and, you know, weight, all that kind of stuff. And it was funny because I was watching a motorsport documentary recently, and one of the people being interviewed had a hat on with the company that my dad works at. And I was like,
so cool.
Dad, what is this? I was like, why haven't you ever told me? But he's like, yeah, we make the sort of coating that goes on the engines. We're like, what? I didn't know this. So
you
now,
ever thought to mention that?
Yeah, you ever thought to mention that earlier? I don't know. So yeah, okay, so now we're at lap 13, just like we predicted. We're gonna stay on the hards. We're not gonna fix the car. And yeah, let's do it.
So maybe a different, maybe not in the spirit of the question that was asked, but the coolest genre of racing thing did make me think of Wipeout.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, did you play a lot of Wipeout?
I loved Wipeout. Wipeout, so I think of Wipeout a lot when I watch Formula One, because it, you know, in terms of like, are we ever gonna have the cool Wipeout flying vehicle thing? Maybe one day. I mean, we kind of do with drones. If you ever watch like professional drone racing, that's actually low key the coolest form of racing. If you ever watch that stuff, wild. It's like, I mean, relatively speaking, the safest one, because the operators aren't in the vehicles themselves, and they can sort of, they're not putting themselves in harm's way by literally
Right.
like crashing into stuff. But have you ever watched any of that?
Drone racing?
Yeah.
Not for real. There's a drone racing mini game in the Judgment games that I
Oh,
messed
nice.
with a bunch.
Nice.
That's the closest I've gotten to it. I've never had a drone either, so it's just not something I know a ton about.
Yeah, same. But if you ever watch it, like the operators have these like VR goggles on, which they're looking at the camera, through the drone itself.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and they're operating them with like little controllers, and the race itself looks like Wipeout. It's like there are these like, okay, so Tyler's got a pit soon. We're at lap 17. We're gonna switch to the mediums, and then we're gonna send it, mate. We're gonna send it. Oh. Now the problem is our car isn't in great shape.
Do you have to repair?
If we decide to repair it, it's gonna double our pit, or it's gonna add 10 seconds to our pit stop. So, Steven, I'm gonna leave this decision to you. As my, as someone on my pit wall with me, do I fix or do I not fix? Do I try to ride out the 5 laps with 24% condition?
If it hits 0%, your car will have to retire. I think Amanda can make the time back up.
You think so?
pit.
Okay.
I think if you repair, I think she can do it. I think she can make enough time back up. I would. Yeah, if this was Darkest Dungeon, another management game I love,
Sure.
I would not rely on a 24% chance.
Interesting. Okay, Steven, I trust you. We're gonna... Let's also check the weather.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good. So we're gonna switch to mediums. We're gonna fix the car, and we're gonna hopefully make life easier for Amanda. Also, Amanda's in P8 at the moment. Got a pretty decent, gap between us and the folks in the back of the pack. We're also Amanda here. I'm sorry, Sophia is gonna hopefully get us a podium and
Okay.
or a win actually.
Ooh, yeah, she's close.
Yeah. So, oh, we're okay. Look at that. We're in P1 right now. We're gonna
Look at that.
we're gonna put some distance between us and the people behind us at the moment. We're gonna manage those tires. We're not gonna push those too hard. We'll switch back to a fuel strategy. Okay, so now Amanda came out last place, but
Ooh.
got a lot of fuel to burn. So let's burn it.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah. So we're gonna push it a little bit now that our car is in better condition.
Yeah. You're so close now, and you took that time. You might as well take advantage of it. You got to use that resource.
Right. Wow. Honestly, can I just call you every time I play this game? Because this is very helpful, Steven, I gotta say.
You're more than welcome. Like I said, I do like a Darkest Dungeon. I like Eve Online.
Hell yeah. Now we just need someone to make yeah, we're still in P1. We're still doing great. Now we just need someone to make a co-op management game where we can...
Oh.
You know what I mean?
The closest thing that comes into mind off the top of my head is that Wildermyth does have a co-op mode.
Oh, interesting.
Barrett and I were talking about playing some of that at some point.
Oh, that would be cool. I would watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of, I think John streamed it a while back.
Yeah, a long time ago. And then
Yeah.
I streamed it more recently.
Yeah. So I need to catch up on those streams because like that game looked pretty cool. Like I feel like I could probably see myself getting into that.
It's almost certainly going to be... It's definitely on my top 10 for the year.
Oh, wow, nice.
It's almost certainly going to be in top 3.
Wow, okay, cool. So what's happening here is we're nearing the end of the race and Amanda here was running out of fuel. So now we are good. And Sophia's gonna win the race for us.
Perfect.
Wow, we got our first win.
That's wild. You could have gone for the bigger bonus at the beginning and it would have been fine.
Yeah, you're right.
Might have upped the difficulty of the race though, you know? You
Yeah.
can't go back in time and know what it was going to be like.
I'm gonna try to in a couple. We're not gonna. Oh, we got one spot right there.
Hey,
18. All right.
repairing might not have been the move. I might have led you astray.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, honestly, I'd rather not, because you run the risk also of like damaging the car to the point where you have to then spend resources after the race repairing it.
Ah. Okay, so you had a pretty secure podium at that time anyway. So yeah, okay.
Yeah. And look, listen. So we gotta. What this tells me is that we have to put more money into Tyler's car, because her car just had the pace, but couldn't last. Like technically couldn't last. So we have to show Tyler's car a little bit of love for the last race or two of the season.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So how long we've
Will
been
that
going for?
slow it down? It's not like, yeah, I know it's not like a mech. You're not adding more armor to it, so it's like, oh well, you only get 5 movement points this turn.
No, it's so yeah, it'll, if the more money we put into it, we'll have to like put it into different parts. Some of the parts of the cars are some of the parts on the car are spec parts, so we can't change them.
Okay.
It's just a way of them making it a little bit more accessible for players who are just starting out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So so for now, okay, all right,
That's not terrible.
yeah.
You came away with money.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, we came away with it, you know, with some money, with some pocket change. So we built a new front wing. It's a little bit better than we expected, as it always is, I feel like, in this game. Now, we have to make the decision to... I think I'm going to give it to Sophia, right? Sophia... Wait, whose car was struggling? Was it Sophia's or...
It was Tyler's.
Tyler's? Interesting.
I think so, because Sophia won the race. She was the number 1, and Tyler was the one that we repaired.
Got you. Okay, so... But I don't want to get... So I think... Oh, man. Choices. We can do is this. How about this? So we're going to swap parts. We'll give Sophia the 64 performance front wing. Slightly less reliable, but it's okay. And then we'll give Tyler the new front wing. How that works.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to keep going. I think we have another part. Oh. Okay, now we can start to develop new suspension. Got new HQ upgrades. That's cool.
What is suspension at?
So suspension is going to essentially just make like the overall it'll just give us like overall performance boost, but also it'll like give us slightly more reliability throughout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Carlos in chat. Yeah, this is just the mobile game. It just has touchscreen and controls, and you can actually like see the cars, which is kind of cool if you wanted to. We are going to renew their contract because although we do have money now. We got money now.
Beautiful.
Yardmo, I'm sorry. we gotta listen. Maria, let's get it. We're getting rid of Yarmo. Oh, maybe we keep Yarmo and we get rid of Nayeli. I'm sorry, Nayeli.
Oh no.
Because they you know what? Now we're getting rid of Yarmo because we need more reliability here, clearly. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. Cost us 10 grand to do that. That's cool. Signing on fee. Buy Yarmo. Yes. Hey, what up, Pierre? Yeah, Carlos, I feel the same way. Carlos in chat says, wait, being able to see the cars is actually worth it. Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. And I think the Switch, the size of the screen for me is nice because, you know, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of traveling soon, so it'll be nice to have a slightly bigger screen to do it on. I feel like maybe, because on the mobile version, I'll show you in a second, but the cars show up as little like circles, little like chips on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Which is still kind of cool. You don't necessarily need to see it, but I don't know. I like to see it. It's a nice little touch.
Yeah, I think it adds something. It adds to the drama a little bit. You know, you get connected to it.
Okay, we're gonna give Sophia some focus here. Makes her less likely to crash. We definitely want that.
Yes.
Let's look at the cars real quick.
In this game, is a crash basically just the worst case scenario? Can nothing worse happen?
Pretty much, yeah, because it takes your driver out of the standings for points, which is crucial, and then it also gives you a bill to pour back into repairing. Yeah, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, so we want a new front wing for Sophia, but Tyler needs some love on the reliability side of things. So we're going to give we're gonna make a new front wing, and we're gonna make a new suspension for one of the cars. So we'll see who gets it. Front wing is gonna take a week. Oh, we might actually only be able to do one of these. Let's do a front wing. That costs less, and I think I kind of need that right now.
Yeah, you made a little bit of money on that first race, but I think things are still a little tight.
Yeah, a little too tight for my liking. Okay, so we'll have that done in a week. In the meantime, we kind of have to make do with what we got. Okay, let me not spend any more money at the moment. I think I need to chill.
Yeah, smart.
Dilemma. Chassis investigation. A road car manufacturer has been in touch. They want to spend a few days analyzing the car to see what they can learn for their new hot hatch. They'll be well paid, but all those boffins breaking apart the car won't be good for its reliability. I think that's a no for me, dog. Yeah, but that's
no for you though.
Yeah, because we're already struggling with reliability at the moment.
That's true. That's a very good point.
The
reason you need money is to get the reliability. It kind of cancels itself out.
Right. We got to play the long game. That's a thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, we're a second place in the standings overall.
That's beautiful. Scuderia.
Get the shit. All right, now we have time for new sponsors, more money. A new front wing.
Hope that @Paul Tamayo gives it to me. She got your Twitter handle wrong. That's not what it is.
I know. Come on. You don't even know my Twitter handle? Okay, just for
Can you imagine in real life if that was like, if an F1 driver was like begging for like a new spoiler or something like that,
gosh.
and then they started like adding their general manager at the wrong address.
You know what's funny is that's happened to me before in real life. Like someone has there's another writer out there. There's another Paul Tamayo out there. Salute to you. He writes about, I think, basketball. And okay. I got tagged once, and like Paulie Mayo writes about, you know, the Timberwolves or whatever. And I was like, I didn't write about no damn Timberwolves. I don't know what you're talking about. That's happened to me before, but
no.
Okay, so
sorry.
Let's give the new front wing to Tyler. We're gonna do what we did before. Everybody wins.
Perfect.
That actually happens too. So I'm watching at the moment. I'm currently rewatching the late 2000s races of Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
F1 TV has really great recaps of previous seasons, and they're like, you know, they can be like anywhere from 7 minutes to like 14 minutes long each race. And this actually happens where someone will, you know, they'll give a new part to one of the drivers and not give it to the other, and then the other one will like really be mad about it at press conferences, or like yeah, it's really, really interesting, like the drama that happens behind the scenes, which is another layer of F1 that I find to be really tasty, is all of the like press conference drama and like the all that stuff is so much fun. I mean, that goes with any sport too, you know.
Yeah. I have never watched an F1 race in my life, but I did used to listen to, I think it's Shift F1 now.
Yeah.
Mostly just to hear the drama.
Oh, it's delicious. It's so good.
It was so great.
So we're gonna go for this one, La Paz Telecom.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna give us $750,000. Sorry, I need more cold brew. And then per race, they're gonna give us $350,000. So that will bump our cost per race down a lot.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's you're talking about the long game. Cost per race, that's got to be huge.
Yeah, huge. Boom! Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out, as it were. And then we're gonna be ending a couple sponsors in a race here, so that's good.
Perfect.
All right.
Anytime in a management game at all, if there's ever a thing, hey, you won't get this, big cash payout, but long term you'll have less to worry about. I'll always take the long term.
Oh yeah.
That's hustle culture,
That's right.
That's definitely what I believe in.
Rise and grind, baby. Carlos says Danny Rick out here adding McLaren, asking for better brakes. Yeah, honestly, like sometimes they'll be cheeky and stuff, like in the public sphere. Okay, so I feel pretty good about our chances. I know I have the game currently set in hard mode, so the other teams are also really going out of their way to make their cars competitive between races.
Yeah.
But I feel good about our chances. I'm gonna listen. We're a Grand Prix winning team now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna go for it.
We're up there.
Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Okay, so I might make this one the last race for today.
Okay.
This is going to be Italy. On.
Danielle's stomping grounds.
Yeah, this is where Danielle learned how to drive. Okay. We're gonna start qualifying. We're gonna see how our car compares to the rest of the pack. We also have a new design team, so we're gonna draw cards here.
Sweet.
Okay. 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 Okay, no, nope. Not taking the risk. That's good enough for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Exactly. This is telling me that we need some new mechanics, because with new mechanics that are slightly more skilled, they'll give us more of these points to use. So, note to self, you might want to start looking at some new mechanics.
Is it in this game is just a thing where you just need to get better mechanics, or will your current mechanics level up?
I think there are some ways in which you can add. So like, this is what it looks like on mobile, by the way. It's like these little circles.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, so I don't know if you saw earlier when I was I think expanding my supplier network or whatever. If you satisfy certain conditions, like some of them will be like you need. I don't know what they're called, but like you need 2 more boats, you need 2 more planes, you need 1 more truck.
Yeah.
If you satisfy those conditions, then they'll be like, okay, now your mechanics get 25% boost in whatever. So you can upgrade them. It's just like, in my opinion, it's better to just like ride out with the mechanics you have and then eventually wait for their contracts to expire. Or if you get a big cash payout, start scouting new mechanics, because in the long run it'll just make more sense instead of trying to like. The same thing with the drivers. The drivers, they can also improve. Like you saw me adding points to their different skill sets.
Yeah.
But sometimes it just makes more sense to just try to find a new driver. Like you kind of need someone with more experience, or maybe even a younger driver who has more potential to in an area that a more experienced driver might not. Okay, so
Right.
Steven, if you ever get a chance and you need something fun to watch, I would highly recommend checking out the Michael Schumacher documentary on Netflix.
Ooh.
It kind of goes into some of this where towards the end of Schumacher's career, like most athletes, but especially in I feel like in F1, they talk. There's some drivers on there that talk about getting older. They say like some of those windows of opportunity they close before you even notice them.
Oh, sure.
Which is really, really fascinating to me, because like you can start to see that with a lot of drivers when they're good at the moment, and you kind of start to feel bad of like, oh man, they're losing it a little bit. They used to be so competitive in one area, and now they're just like getting eaten up by the young bucks because they just have faster, reflexes or whatever.
Right. That was this is no way near the same thing exactly, but it makes me think of it, which I used to cover Dota 2 esports for Red Bull for a while.
Oh, right on.
And there was on my favorite team at the time, Evil Geniuses, there was a player named Fear, who everybody called Old Man Fear constantly as a joke, and he was like 20.
Oh
He
my
was like
god.
22 or something. Like he was like 25, I think was how old he was, and everybody called him like the old man because he was like, by the standards of Dota 2 players, because the reflexes are such a big deal, he was just ancient. But he ended up being really, really great because he basically moved out of. It was a fascinating story that year. It was the year that they won the international, and he shifted back from what he used to be, was like kind of their like leading man, their like front guy who would just like get in there and get kills, get money, get powerful, and then just stomp all over the field. They replaced him with this like wunderkind named Sumail at the time, and then Fear came back, like basically stepped back into a support role, and would just be like the guy standing there, sitting in his ear, being like, "No, don't take that fight. You don't win these. You don't
Oh
win these." And then
wow.
telling him, "Okay, now you win these." And he became like this just amazing sort of like on-field coach character. It was so good.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I love those kind of stories too, because I mean, someone in Pierre in chat just said Sebastian, who you're referring to, Sebastian Vettel, who I'm watching the late 2000 seasons when he was the new kid coming in and being reckless and very controversial, because that always seems to be the case, right? Like, wow, they're so reckless and whatever. And now he seems to be doing the same thing with some of the younger drivers, and one of them in particular, who is, again, Michael Schumacher's son.
Oh wow.
And I mean, I guess spoilers for the documentary, or for this, for Michael Schumacher's story. I don't know if you know this about Michael Schumacher.
Spoilers for real life.
Or spoilers for real life, but yeah, Michael Schumacher was involved in a really bad skiing accident.
Oh.
And the family and the Schumacher family have been very, very like private about his condition, and he obviously can't race anymore. He's I believe he's paralyzed. But yeah, but he at the up until Lewis Hamilton held the record for the most championships, and he's regarded as one of the, if not the greatest drivers of all time. And Sebastian Vettel, who used to be the young buck, is now a little older now. And I say a little older, he's like in his early 30s. I think he's like my age or something like that. But for the sport, he's ancient. He's starting to get ancient, but he's now sort of like becoming that that mentor that you were speaking about, which is interesting.
I love that. I love that story. I love the idea of like, it's always so scary, I think, to most people, the idea of getting older and not being able to do the thing that you love as much as you used to be able to do it. In situations where that is the case, or the common wisdom around a thing that you do. So I love it when people are just like, "No, I'm not fast, but I'm smarter."
Yeah,
like, I love that.
Yeah, honestly, and to be real though too, like there are some drivers like Fernando Alonso, who's he's a 2-time world champion, but he won two back-to-back championships.
Wow.
Pierre, is that right? Can you help me with that one? And I think it was like 06, 07 or 07, 08, one of those. And he is now obviously a bit older, but he's still a hell of a racer. And his sort of like racing IQ is so much fun to watch, especially during moments where earlier in the season, the younger driver on his team, who he's sort of becoming more of like a mentor with, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what their relationship is like, but the younger driver on his team was higher up in the order, like fighting for the win. And the older driver was a little further back, but I think because of, I forget what the conditions were for that particular race, but Lewis Hamilton, who was like, the reigning world champion, eventually caught his way up to the older driver, and the older driver was like defending, like was holding him back so that the younger driver could just like continue his pace, and eventually won the race. And it was so much fun to watch Fernando Alonso defend. Alonso was 0506, yeah. And it's cool. It's cool to see that kind of stuff of like these older drivers, doing what they need to do to like help the team ultimately get more points, but also just like it looked very cool.
Yeah, that's like anime.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
It's All Might passing the torch to Midoriya by fighting All for One.
Oh my God, Steven, this is why I needed you on this stream. This is perfect. That's the perfect analogy.
Man, once the Jujutsu Kaisen anime catches up with the manga, you and I have to do something.
My God, yes, absolutely.
I don't want to say shit about the manga.
I gotta start reading it. Thanks for reminding me. I really gotta start reading it.
If you get the if you don't know about this already, or if people out there don't know about this already, the Shonen Jump app is $2 a month for like their entire library. Not their entire library, but it's like a lot of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably do that then.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great way to get that. Except fuck them because they haven't paid us.
Yeah, fuck them until you pay us. It's a slightly.
It's a great service, but fuck you.
Yeah, but fuck you until you pay us. Okay, so again, we're gonna do for Sophia, we're gonna do lap, let's say 11. We'll switch to softs, so Sophia can send it, right? And then for Amanda here, on lap 8. Oh, wait a second. Do we go soft? And then, wow, this is gonna sound very inappropriate. Let me watch how I word this. Okay, lap 8.
Yeah.
We'll go to hard tires.
Yeah.
Let's just see how that works, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I'm trying to remember the name of the song, or what? Okay, yeah. It's literally just "I Go Hard." You could just like start relaying it to like "I Go Hard," like Listerine on bacteria.
There you go.
Make people think of something else instead.
Right. Also, Taylor says I'm no fun.
Untrue. Category.
Oh, thanks. So, all right. So we got to keep our eye on Amanda here. We're gonna be pitting first. So the cool thing about this one too, this game, I mean, if you can fast forward it, if we wanted to, we could just sort of get through races this way.
That's useful.
Yeah. Okay, so Sophia here can probably pack a bit more at the moment. So we can stay, hopefully, towards the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, 2 people got drive-through penalties. That's so interesting. I haven't seen that before. I'll take it.
Not on your team, though.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Crucially not on my team, which is why I'm happy about it. Alright, so pilot's looking alright. Our tires look okay.
I like this.
Yeah, I convinced LB to download this on mobile, and I think I'm close to convincing Danielle to get this on Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Danielle. I feel like Danielle, this is a game that Danielle would put up a fight for, being like, I know I can't play because I know I'll just get too obsessed with it, like she does it Into the Breach.
Right.
Anytime I try to recommend to her a tactics game, she's always like, yeah, that sounds great, but if I play it, I'm going to play it for 6,000 hours, and I've got work to do.
Right. I mean, that's a real concern because I keep doing the thing of like, you know what, I'll just do one more race. It's qualifying. I want to see how my new parts are going to perform. You know
Classic.
what? I might as well just do one more race. So that'll happen to me a lot. Yeah.
Again, that's the Euro versus US thing. Is like you got into the Euro version of that. If it was like the US version, it'd be you're playing Civilization 6.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and there's something nice about experiencing the sort of drama of motorsport without having to like stress out over. Okay, so we need new tires. We're on lap 8. Oh, so we might even go an extra lap with this one.
Ooh.
Because I also have a racing wheel with pedals and shifters and paddles and stuff, but like sometimes I don't want to do that. I just want to like chill and still have the excitement of the race, but not be glued to my screen.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to be pushed down by aerodynamics into your chair.
No. I'm trying to be laid down in bed. You know what I mean? Just like. So we're gonna switch to the hards, and then now we'll keep an eye on Sophia here. Yeah, I like doing these streams. This is like, I know it's not the most exciting thing to watch, and we'll be taking breaks from Sport Manager, but especially with like Forza Horizon on the horizon. And
Forza Horizon on the horizon.
You know what I mean? We got actually, speaking of Horizons, we got Horizon Chase, that Senna DLC that's coming out soon. I'm definitely gonna stream that.
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's a good name now that I think about it. And then yeah, Gran Turismo in the spring. Oh,
That's it. It feels like we haven't had a lot of racing games in a while, and now it just seems like there's a ton of stuff coming out.
yeah, it's great. I love it. It's like you know, we remembered that racing games are great, and I think like the one thing I do talked earlier about, you know, I guess it's like there are incredibly realistic and deep sim games like iRacing and stuff like that. Oh God, Sophia again. Wait.
Sophia.
Oh, Sophia, what happened to your car? We have to fix.
Yeah, it's too early.
What did we say? Lap 11, switch to softs. Yeah, we have to do it.
Damn.
This is definitely gonna take us out of contention for a podium, but who knows?
Yeah. It could, anything can happen. Somebody else could crash,
Yeah, that's one of the famous. There was an announcer, I think, who recently passed away. Had a really great line that was, "Anything can happen, and it usually does."
Ah, that's good.
Good.
Anything can happen, and it usually does. I might have to use that for something now.
Yo, honestly, like, especially, I mean, I know you know this as literally, someone who manages or herds a bunch of cats on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, it's true. It really does happen.
It really does, yeah.
All right, so we'll burn some fuel here. We'll try to gain some pace back.
Yeah, I think you can do it.
And
Maybe not a podium, but like, don't bank on a podium, but don't rule it out either.
yeah, and Tyler's in a good position for us to hopefully crack the top 10, stay in the top 10.
Beautiful.
So I'm not mad at it. Square just put out Circuit Superstars, which is like a top-down racing game that's a lot of fun too. Oh, I didn't know about that. I'm gonna write that down.
Yes, I think we actually have a review code or an offer for that. I should have told you about that earlier. I will do that now.
Right on. I will check that out. Yeah, it's also nice to see like all these arcade racers just coming out. I'm still waiting for a good Ridge Racer to come out, but nice to want things.
Yeah. One way or another, you're eating right now. Like, you've got a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot on my plate right now. Oh, someone spun.
Ooh.
We just got a couple positions. That's nice.
Good. That's a possible top 5. Is there any difference? It's top 10 it's basically top 10 or top 3. Are those the only things that really matter?
I think it depends. I haven't checked the rules, but sometimes it's like only the top, 7 or 6 get points. In real life, it's like the top 10 get points, but I forget how it works on this one. I should probably pay more attention to that. But yeah, I think in this case, I think it's top 10. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But either way, oh, there's a safety car. Okay, so here's what just happened. I think someone spun or they crashed, which is not good. But for us, that means a safety car as a virtual safety car means everyone has to slow down while they clean up the track, which is a great time to pit. So Amanda is currently in 8th on hard tires that are at 44%. So if we pit now, we should probably repair.
Anything can happen, and it usually does.
You see what I'm saying, Steven? So we're gonna switch to soft tires. ride the rest of the race out that way, so we can get a bit of pace back, hopefully. Because I feel like a lot of people are gonna pit. I'm gonna roll the dice here. Not gonna repair.
Okay. Lap
Okay.
17 of 21. That's 4 laps.
4 laps.
That's more. I think you were like 23 before. You got 3% more on 1 less lap than when we were on the fence about repairing earlier.
All right, I feel good about it. You know what? In that case, better floor it to that to that pit lane. Burn that fuel and burn that rubber. Oh, but where it's a safety car, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
And look, Sophia, we're not gonna pit Sophia because we don't want to queue the cars in the pit lane, right? Oh, so someone
Right.
crashed over there.
Okay.
Okay, and of course the safety car seems to be done.
Okay.
That's okay, because what we're gonna do now is rip these tires up.
Yeah.
Right. All right, I feel pretty good about this.
Yeah.
Oh
It would
my
be nice if we knew if the top 10 mattered.
Oh my god.
Can you guys check the rear wing? I'm feeling like it might be damaged.
No, we
Yeah.
cannot. We cannot. I'm
Not at
so
this-
sorry.
Not with 1 lap to go.
Oh Christ.
No.
Amanda, you just gotta ride it out.
You're so close, Amanda.
Oh, we can even. All right, this is
6.
okay. Well, we might have been ambitious with that sponsor bonus, trying to go for it. Oh wait, you know what? Some folks have really bad tires at the moment. I don't know what we're gonna do in 1 lap, but again, anything can happen, and it usually does.
Anything can happen, yeah. What was the sponsor bonus?
P2. So that little red bar on the left, on the where all the times are,
Yeah.
that's where we have to be above. But we're not going to make it. We're just too far behind at the moment,
Yeah.
sadly. But we are going to finish, you know, top
You're gonna
10.
finish strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have pushed Tyler a bit more, but I didn't want to push the engine, like the gearbox and stuff, which is
No. Because, like you said, if at the end of this you have to repair your car, like that's not worth it.
and that might also, yeah, that really takes. At least on the PC side, I remember in the PC version of this game, that'll also take up the time from you, like your mechanic. The PC version is so much deeper.
Yeah.
And very okay. So look, let's see. So the top, oh wow, the top like 15 get points.
Huh. Okay.
Okay, so we're doing okay.
It's not bad.
We're third in the overall standings. Not bad.
No, not at all.
Probably not gonna.
Yeah, you only dropped 1 in the overall standings from there.
Yeah, we're not gonna probably make it to the, you know, the trophy, but we're within striking distance for a P finish, or at least a second place finish in the overall standings.
Yeah.
Okay, so where does that put Scuderia? I don't know how you say it. Fanbite.
Skirt, fan bite.
Yeah, I should have just named it Skirt Fanbite. We're simulating the other championships. Cool. Don't care.
Hello, Rumba. How you doing?
Okay. Okay, we're increasing our supply network. That's good.
Yeah.
Running it. 2 trucks, 2 planes. Truck. I can't see it yet. So got some new points for our drivers here. So we're gonna improve their overall skill.
Yeah.
Amanda's braking. Let's get her pace up.
Okay.
And then for Sophia, I need more consistency.
Yeah, it does seem, and this is probably just pretty true to life, it feels like what problems you're having with which drivers and which cars just change from race to race.
Yeah, totally. And that's what makes it so interesting, is that you're constantly trying to do this balancing act of, you know, not only are you upgrading the parts, so in this case, we definitely want to get a new suspension for Sophia. Who had the reliability issues? It was Sophia, right?
At the end, I think it was Sophia. In the first race, I think it was the other way around.
The other way around, okay. So either way, we want to give Sophia a new suspension. Tyler's suspension can probably work for now, so we'll build a new suspension. It's getting a little close on the money side, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Have a meeting in just a little bit, which I will slowly start wrapping up for. Yeah, we gotta spend it.
Got to spend money to make money.
That's right. That's going to take 2 weeks. It's probably not going to make a damn difference. I don't know why I did that, because it's the last race of the season.
Oops. Oh,
fine.
well.
Oh, look at these like lopsided ass results. 11th, 1st, 10th, 18th, 6th. Christ.
I take it in real life, it's probably not that lopsided.
Yeah, usually not. Usually not. Okay, so overall, we're doing okay. We have one more race for the season, which I will do next week on the stream. Mm-hmm. What's interesting about next time, going to be fun, next Thursday. Oh, actually, no, next Thursday I'm not going to be here. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll finish the season, and you'll get a chance to see what that looks like in terms of also developing a new car, next year's car, and what that whole process looks like, because it actually is a lot of fun. Nice. So yeah, maybe I'll end things here. Steven, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you talking strategy with me.
Of course, it was super fun to learn so much.
Hell yeah. Where can folks find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Steven Strum.
Nice. You can find me at Polymayo. It's Polim as in Mario, AYO. And yeah, I'll be back at it in 2 weeks time. Follow me on Twitter, because I'm going to be posting from the Circuit of the Americas, which is going to be a good time. So you're going to see some real life speedy race cars. Taylor, thank you so much for helping out on this stream. Thanks to everybody who stopped by to watch. And yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.